Belief in demons and supernatural beings was one of the most vital elements of Slavic spirituality. Unlike other traditions, this world wasn't strictly good or evil. It was ambivalent. The word demon didn't mean evil. It comes from the Greek daimon, a being between gods and men. Only later did Christianization brand them as satanic. The closest to humans were the house spirits. The most popular, Domovoy, a small, hairy elder living behind the stove or under the threshold. If the master cared for order and left offerings of milk and bread, Domovoy helped, guarding cattle, watching children, and warning of fire. But if the offerings were forgotten, he became malicious, choking people at night, tangling horses' manes, and even setting the house ablaze. The Uboże were even humbler, souls of ancestors who protected the family's luck in exchange for a warm place by the fire. The Chłoniak was a treasurer, multiplying wealth but demanding a blood sacrifice to remain bound to the master. Płonek guarded the barns, while Pszcznik protected the bees, the sacred messengers of the gods. Trust was the currency. At high noon, the fields belonged to Poludnitsa, a skeletal wraith in white linen, hunting those who dared to work under the burning sun. She asked lethal riddles, strangling the unwary and prying children from the edges of the fields. Even the wind was her breath. The Polevik was the master of the grain. He protected the harvest from hail, but led those who cursed the earth into sunstroke. Płonetniks, the rulers of the clouds, fought the great weather serpents. They directed the rain and guided the hailstorms with iron ropes. Fighting them were the Zmora, celestial dragons of order and chaos. Their battles defined the harvest and the survival of the village. The waters held Rusalki, the souls of drowned women. Beautiful, cold, and vengeful, they lured the living into deadly dances beneath the waves. Wodnik ruled the deep. He was a master of riddles. Answer correctly and you lived. Fail and you became a permanent guest in his cold domain. In the deep woods stood Leshy, a shapeshifter as tall as an oak or as small as grass. He led the respectful to safety and the arrogant to their doom. Boruta, the forest devil of Wenchita, made deals with the nobility. He offered power and gold, but the price was always the soul. Zmora entered through the chimney. A swamp spirit with bird-like features, she plagued the household if not warded with mugwort. The Zmei was the multi-headed dragon of chaos. Born from ancient roosters, they represented the raw, destructive forces of the earth. The Upior was no elegant aristocrat. He was a rotting neighbor returned from the grave to suck the blood of the living and bring drought. To stop him, one needed an aspen stake, fire, or to fill the grave with poppy seeds he was forced to obsessively count. Protection was survival. Licho Jednoki was the personification of misfortune. One eye, always watching, waiting for a single moment of weakness to strike. Baiz was the horned tempter, lurking in the shadows of taverns and dark paths, leading hearts toward betrayal and ruin. Baba Yaga was the dark mother, not just a witch, but a force of nature who tested the worthy and consumed the weak in her house on chicken legs. Mamuna stalked the newborn, waiting to swap healthy babies for changelings. Mothers warded their cradles with red thread and iron. Majki and Nauki lured men with their feline cries. From the front, beautiful. From the back, hollow shells of jealousy and lost life. Charna Poludnitsa appeared at twilight. She turned the milk black and stole the breath of children as the light faded from the world. Quobuk was a domestic imp who brought wealth, but his presence was a heavy burden on the soul of the one who invited him. Chuma, the plague maiden, walked with her sieve, sifting the living from the dead. Her broom swept entire lineages into the earth. During Jadi, the boundaries between worlds dissolved. Ancestors were invited to a feast of silence and memory. Bread and vodka were their bridge. Bread and salt, the magical alliance, a ritual of protection and hospitality that bound the guest, the host, and the spirits of the home together. Slavic lands were filled with places of power, Arcona, where the four-headed Svedovid ruled as the synthesis of directions and seasons. Protection was carved into every beam. The sunwheel of Svarog and the thunderstar of Perun acted as shields against the creeping dark. The world tree connected it all. From the roots of Velez to the branches of Perun, the Slavs walked a path of pragmatic symbiosis with nature. Christianity couldn't erase these spirits. They lived on in shadows and folk tales, a realism where demons were as human as we are. The Slavic shadows never left. Subscribe to walk deeper into the flame. Tell us in the comments, which spirit haunts your dreams?